A lot is happening. A lot is really happening. The case of custody and so many other things between Nigerian singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, and first baby mama SOFIA MOMODU. Well, I want you to pay attention to this one. What you're about to hear will blow your mind. This is coming from Sophia's sister. She has something to say. She wants to tell you what you don't know. And I want you to drop it at the comment section if you concur to what she's saying. Do you accept? Do you agree? Do you believe she's in line? Do you concur with what she's saying? Is this what it is and how it is supposed to be? Now, David Adeleke is married to Chioma recently, and there are some things that people choose not to see. They believe that it does not matter, it doesn't exist. There is a question that was asked by a lot of people who are thinking outside of the box. But I think we should listen first, and we will talk later. But before I proceed, please like and share. Tap on the subscription button, turn on the notification bell. Very important. Returning subscribers and those that have been here, I say a very big thank you to you. And a special thank you, and may God bless the pockets of those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon and the dollar sign in the middle of it. May God replenish your pockets. And if you want to be a blessing to this channel, you want to encourage us to do more, you can as well tap on the same button. Let us get right into this one.
Sophia MOMODU, you claim that you were in a relationship with Davido and you provided chats to prove that claim. No, that was not a relationship. That was an occasional get-together. And it was a consensual one because in the chat that you released, you called him Zaddy. So it was consensual. There was no condition. There was nothing that stated that you had to warm his bed or you had to do certain things before he would do certain things in return. It was a very consensual occasional get-together. You also claimed that he asked you for phone sex. Actually, you provided receipts. We believe you. You provided that. We believe you. But that still does not make what you guys had a relationship. Being intimate with somebody does not mean that you guys are in a relationship. All of that was an occasional get-together, whereby sometimes you guys use each other to relieve each other. Sometimes he needed to relieve himself. You were available and he came. Sometimes maybe you are the one who initiates it, and if you want to relieve yourself and maybe he's available, he comes. So you guys were relieving each other. What you guys had was an occasional get-together, a consensual one. A relationship is what Davido had with Chioma from day one when he presented her to the world and publicized the relationship through his commitment with her. That's what you call a relationship. What you both were doing, even though him and his fiancée or serious girlfriend before he proposed to her, what you both were doing, even though they had problems, was an occasional get-together. Because at this time, you already knew that he was seriously in a relationship with someone before he even got to proposal and before they had problems. You knew that. He presented her. There was at no point did he take what he had with you beyond an occasional get-together. And you said you cut access to your body. We also believe that. And of course, he did not want to go beyond an occasional get-together with you. He did not want to go beyond relieving himself with you. And so you felt slighted that they had problems, they are back and forth, things fall apart, things fall back in, and you felt slighted, so you cut access to your body. We believe that you cut access because, of course, he said it. I don't think it was out of disrespect, but this man said it from the beginning that he did not want anything serious with you. He said it from the beginning that Chioma is the one that he wanted to spend his life with. Of course, there were problems along the way, but he maintained that the woman he wanted as a life partner was Chioma. So even when they had problems and you snuck yourself in his bed, you knew what you were doing. You knew that this was an occasional get-together. You knew that this man publicized a committed relationship with somebody else. And so when you say you cut that access, you knew that you were using your daughter in this situation to fight the man. You're using your daughter to get back at him. Okay, since you will not take this occasional get together beyond this, since you will not take it to a commitment, to an actual relationship, because there was you guys don't have a relationship. Having intercourse, intimacy with someone does not make you guys in a relationship. Having 20 children with somebody does not mean that you guys are in a relationship. I am sure that you're a very smart person from the things that come from you. I believe that some of those things are you writing them. I believe that those are your thoughts. So it means that you're a very smart and intelligent woman. You know that having a child or having children with somebody doesn't mean that you guys are in a relationship. You know that being intimate does not mean that you guys are in a relationship. You know that. So you know that he, as a smart woman, you saw that he was not willing to take it to the level that you wanted, and so you cut access. We believe that you cut access. We believe that it was not a breakup. Yeah, you stopped access to your body from him relieving himself, from you relieving yourself. You stopped that. But what you also did was to now use your daughter as a tool, because initially you said you did not stop him from having access to his child. That what you stopped was access to your body. But now you are in court fighting joint custody. You're shading him that you want to change your daughter's last name to your own name. That you want to make us believe that he's a deadbeat. You refuse to tell us that his father was paying his daughter's tuition fee when he got mad that I can't see my daughter. You claim that you cut access. No, not to your body. It's to your daughter. Because the man is in court. He's following due process. To request for shared custody of his daughter, you're fighting it. That means you're not putting your daughter's interest. I want to go back to all these your documents. I can't remember everything. I have to go back. You're fighting his plan to be in the life of his daughter. You're fighting. What really do you want? The man is now saying, keep your body, keep the access, give me shared custody of my daughter. You're fighting it. So what do you want? Do you want your body, access to your body, and access to your child? Access to your body and joint custody. Which one do you want? Access to your body and access to your child, or access to your body and joint custody? Because from your initial claim, I did not say you should not see his daughter. What I said is, I don't want access to my body. But you're in court now fighting the joint custody. All of this is not putting, you're not putting your daughter first. You're not acting in the interest of your daughter. She has a father who wants to be in her life. She has a father who comes from a very good family. Your daughter's grandfather was even mediating, talking about joint custody. Let there be peace. He's trying to make peace, Dr. Adeleke. But you're telling him, you're distracting the custody of your child into monetary matter, rent and everything, school fees. You're talking to your daughter's grandfather through a lawyer. He wants to make this whole thing a family affair, try to mediate. Oh, you're sending lawyers. And Davido has followed the same process. Went to court because we all know that with Davido's money, with his power, with his influence, of course, they contacted him from his daughter's school that she was absent. With all of his influence, he can go to the school, get his daughter. He can still do that. He can still do that. But if he had done that, gone to use power and force to get custody of his daughter and say, okay, I want you to spend this week with me, you would have come to social media and cry oppressed. And the media mob would have come after Davido. Because even as his father was paying your daughter's school fees, you're still crying oppressed. Because you don't want what you really want. Your plan is not going as you had mapped it out. I want to go into all these your documents. I'm trying to look for it. I'm trying to look for all your documents because you're not making sense. You're saying that he missed out on 2 Christmas and 1 birthday because you will not agree to peaceful co-parenting, joint custody. You want to have full custody and also have full spousal, even though you're not a spouse. You want to have full. You want to have your life fully funded, and he will not have partial custody of his daughter. Where does that even happen? Where does that happen? Yeah, where is all this your things that you put together in court? You're saying that his lifestyle, talking about his lifestyle. I'm sure that all through this your scheming, maybe you were thinking that maybe another child could come if you were baby mama that has 2 children for Davido. Maybe okay, just marry her now. She already has 2 children for you. Just marry her. That's how you people sometimes force yourself on. This man said it not out of disrespect. Sincerely, I don't want anything with any other woman besides Chioma. You are giving him yourself. If you had gotten pregnant, would you not have been around this lifestyle? Would you, if you had married, would you not have been the stepmom to the other children? Would you not have fought to be in the life of your stepchildren? So you are not fighting for the interest of your daughter. You are slighted. You refer to Chioma. He's married to another woman. No, it's not another. It's not another woman. It's not a random woman. It's his wife. Chioma is Davido's wife. Recognize that she has the status of her husband. She has the she has the last name of her husband. She has the respect of her husband. She is the stepmother of your daughter. She's your daughter's stepmother. She's not a random woman, and she's capable of helping raise and nurture your daughter. Because an accident happened that we have moved past, that they have moved past. Of course, they are still haunted by it, like Davido said. Because all that happened does not make Chioma less of a mother. She can help raise your child. Accept this plan. Grant the request. Don't oppose it, so that your daughter can have her father, her stepmom, have the side of her father's family. After all, her grandfather has been paying her school fees, has been offering things to you. He publicized his relationship with Chioma. There is none of that with you. So I don't understand what you're fighting. No, I don't understand what you're fighting. They are married now. Even before the marriage, you knew there was Chioma. So if you snuck in his bed, that's your problem. It seems as if that's your problem. Another woman. No, it's not another woman. No, because some of us can figure you out, like me. You're trying to make me believe that that's not your problem. That's your problem. But news flash, that's Davido's wife. News flash, that's your daughter's stepmother. This man said it from the beginning. Maybe you thought you could change his mind. It happens. I understand. It happens. Maybe you thought, okay, if I can get pregnant the second time, have 2 children for him, show him my good side, also tell him that I can cook and I can do everything. Unfortunately, the heart is where the heart is. If a man doesn't love you, 50 children will not make it change. If a man cannot, he showcased Chioma to the world. He did not do that to you. If a man does not love you, nothing will make that change. It does not make you an ugly or a bad woman. It means that his heart is not there. He's not happy there. And I'm saying this sincerely as a woman. You can actually let peace reign. Sophia, move on with your life. Your daughter is almost 10. Start a relationship. You can get married. There are men who marry women even with 5, 6 children. That can happen. Stop all of this, because all this your demands, you lost with Davido already. You're going to lose in court. You lost the games that you played when he had problems with his fiance, with a serious relationship. It didn't work. Filing this case in court, since you did not agree to the family mediation his father put in place for joint parenting, joint custody, this case that you made him take to court, you're going to lose it. Talking about his lifestyle is absurd. There are other musicians, I don't want to mention names, but there are women who are married to musicians who have other children from other women, and they are stepmothers to their children, and everything is fine. That is not a good role model. It's not a good excuse. You went to Ghana with him. You were around this lifestyle. You were flown to the UK to be. You traveled. You've been around this lifestyle. You want to be fully funded by this lifestyle. If Davido will fund it, 23 million naira house. That's absurd. It's this lifestyle that you're talking about. The lifestyle that is not a good example for your daughter. You want that lifestyle to fund a 23 million naira house for you? Come on, come on, eh? Just look at yourself. No, seriously, sit yourself down, advise yourself, talk to yourself. His lifestyle is not good enough to be in the life of his daughter, of his first child. But that lifestyle should fund a 23 million naira house for you. That lifestyle should buy Range Rovers and fix it to 5 million naira for you. That he used his daughter to promote a record or music or whatever, an album. That's BS. It's not going to stand in court. All of that is absurd. The court is not going to listen to all of this. At the end of the day, any reasonable court will know that you're slighted. And it's not his fault. It's not your fault either. You wanted him. It's normal. Every woman at some point wants a man that does not want them, or that tries to see if they can make it work because of a child or because of children, but it's not working. If it's not working, it's not working. You are not the one for him. Somebody else will find you if you can open your heart. It's not your fault. It's not his fault. He found love somewhere else. Let it be. Rest, as they will say in social media. The case will not. If he really wants to follow this case, if Davido wants to follow this case and go to war with you, he's going to win this case. Not even because of his influence and his money, on just merit. It's only 2 years that he did not meet his financial obligation. His father did that. That it can also be argued that that was him doing it through his father, and that's because he was smart that you not give him access to his daughter. I'm trying to look at all these things that you raised. I can't find all these things. A man that raised $250 million naira, I believe, and gave to charity. You even contributed 1 million. You were buddies with him then. You wanted to be on the good side. You gave 1 million naira when he was doing that joking when he was jokingly raising that money. A man that raised 250 million and gave to charity, you're telling the court that he cannot take care of his daughter adequately. That case will not stand in court. His father tried to mediate. You distracted it. You are not making it a custody issue. You're making it a money and a rent issue, which they are school fees, which his father has paid. What other thing did you say? I'm trying to look for everything you said. My dear, I don't like to call people dear. Okay, let me remove it. I withdraw that. SOFIA MOMODU. Seriously, on a very serious note, there are countless women who found love, who found happiness, who found their soulmates after having children. You can be one of them. Put your daughter first. Put the interest of your daughter first. Prioritize it. I know it may be easier said than done. And I can understand. I may not fully understand. I can understand that you wanted this man. You went to bed with him after he broke up with this serious relationship, thinking that something will happen. It didn't happen. Rest. Put everything to rest. Okay? Find another relationship. But most importantly, let your daughter have a relationship with her father. When he's around, when he wants to be with his daughter, let all that happen. That's my own 2 cents.
Welcome back. Now, there are people who will fully agree with what this lady said, but I need them to give reasons why they agree. And there are people who also come halfway on it. I want you to give your reasons behind it. And there are people who totally disagree with all that she has said. Drop your comment about it. But let me give 1 or 2 thoughts about it. It's a very difficult situation, very, very difficult situation. Let us look at the factors involved. 1, emotion. Emotions are involved in this one. Let us first start with SOFIA. Now, a lot of people started with, they just met in a club. She seduced him and finally got him on a bed. Ask yourself if she did seduce him or not. Now, if she did seduce him, is David Adeleke like a man who has not shown this character of liking a lot of women with evidence? Yes or no? So that tells you about, because when you talk about action of a particular person, you have to look at their antecedent. You have to evaluate this person we are talking about, SOFIA MOMODU. Is there any record of jumping on the bed of this person all over the place, even if she has been able to keep it a bit secret? At least 1 or 2 things would have shown. I'm not saying she does not have someone who is doing her. Maybe she has this rich guy that she goes to meet, maybe in Abuja, maybe a politician. I'm not saying she's a saint, but I'm saying that in the case of Davido, he does his thing. So did she seduce Davido? Did she infect Davido with the spirit of jumping from one woman to the other? Is that what you are saying? Now drop that in the comment section if you think that, oh, she's the one that infected Davido with the spirit of fornicating here and there, adultery. Maybe, we don't know, because he's married now. So is she the one? How did she influence Davido, manipulate Davido? Some said Davido is a 19-year-old. Then he was 19, he was 20, and she is 20-something. And it has been proven that, is it all women of 25 that are wiser than a guy of 19? You cannot put everybody in an omnibus. You can't say everybody. No, not all 25-year-old ladies are smarter than a 19-year-old. It has to do with experience and a lot of genetics. That's one. Now, in between this, let us consider something else again. SOFIA is not from a poor home. No, she's not. She also has foreign citizenship. So she has been able to get out of wherever. She has dual citizenship. She can travel the same way Davido travels. But when you talk about money, Davido and Davido's family are wealthier than Sophia's family. Yes, they are wealthier. Now, every lady, I mean, these ladies that meet up with these guys, everyone is looking for something attractive, something good, something that makes sense, something, parents will expect that their children, when they go out there, bring something meaningful home, meaning bring a man that is, at least bring a woman that is, so everyone is let loose to do what they need to do. Sophia was trying to, hopefully, to get Davido into her life. Davido was also trying to do his own thing. Everyone has whatever it is that they think or they want inside of their mind, and they are working towards it. Davido is not ready to settle with nobody. He wants to just see what is in between your legs and move on. He does it to a point where you get pregnant, meaning Davido does not care about protection. He doesn't care if he gets any disease. And none of those girls or ladies said, Davido first said we should go for a test before. No, Davido just goes all the way. Whatever it is that comes, and that's why he has those children. So now, this baby mama, a lot of issues came up. Sophia was thinking, we will get married, or we'll settle, or I'll be the one, we'll have the second one. Davido does not do second one. Well, so it happened. People are saying, oh, let her go. Most of the ladies that are saying, let Sophia go, these are ladies that are hoping that they will get into Davido's life if opportunity comes. Some of them are just angry, jealous. You see, many of those women, let's be sincere, if you look at the way they write, you'll be wondering like, wait, is she not a lady like any other lady? How come? Now, when we proceed further on this issue of paternity, which is important, I don't want to touch on the rest of the ladies. Issue of paternity, issue of, it came up, yes, Davido had to do DNA test then to confirm that Imade is truly his own. It came out positive, you see? So, from there, the journey continued. People say they were never in a relationship. Did you ever spot Davido in a relationship with the other baby mamas, or he was never in a relationship with them? And now that's a very dangerous thing. Like the rest of the baby mamas, he was never in a relationship with them. He was in a relationship with them. He was in a relationship with them. When you are a guy and you go with multiple women, there are some you don't want to hang out with and put on social media because you need to keep that on the low. That's how it works. You don't put all the girls, all the ladies on social media, I'm dating this, I'm dating that. He's a man on a journey. They say they were never in a relationship. How? What makes you think it's only once that Davido entered into that place? No, multiple times. The only time that they had problems is when she was insisting, and not just she alone, her uncle was insisting, that's Daily MOMODU, insisting on them getting married. In fact, they had to have the meeting. They had the meeting in United Arab Emirates, Dubai. Daily MOMODU requested for Davido to come over. Davido went there. They had their talk on this pregnancy. Like, no, you don't disrespect. You are from a good family. You can't get my niece pregnant. And then you say, Davido said no. Daily MOMODU had to bow. Because you can't force him to get married. You see, that's where they started having problems. You see, that's where they started having problems. Problems of getting married. Now, if she had kept quiet, stayed cool, and didn't do nothing, which is not possible because she has nowhere to learn. There's no experience to learn. In the case of Choma already learned her lesson from the rest of the baby mamas. Like, okay, this baby mama, this is what she said. This first baby mama, Sophia was pushing for marriage by force. This one, I will not push for marriage by force. I will just be present, and I will do what? Endure. Now, about this custody issue, Davido knew that he could not and he was not going to win custody battle, either partial custody. The only thing Davido will get is he can't get any kind of custody. He will only get a supervised visit. That's all Davido is going to get. Why? Because Sophia has enough to present in court. And what is that? The demise of Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi passed away in a terrible way. He passed away due to negligence. But you know, human beings are always like that until let it be their own situation, then their reaction will be different. But when it is not theirs, it is easy. They say talk is cheap. People will say, it was just an incident that happened. So what is this incident that happened? Was Ifeanyi sick? No. Ifeanyi was left with a nanny. And they were not checking up on Ifeanyi every minute. You know what I mean? Wherever you are, and you have a child that you left with a nanny, at least have CCTV that you can check up on the child and call like, hey, what's up? Maybe every 1 hour. Now, let's say it's an oversight, it's a mistake. Human beings will make mistakes. You know, the heat of the moment. At times you get carried away. Let us assume this is what happened. Okay. Question is this. SOFIA, the mother of Imade, do you think that she should? You have to tell why. You say, oh, because the child will be. No. SOFIA can always have Imade with Davido on what I call supervised visit. You cannot visit or you cannot have Imade without someone supervising both of them. It's important. Maybe what Davido should have done is this. Okay, listen, I want to have my child with me, but you can bring your nanny along. Let your nanny be. That is if Davido does not want SOFIA to be around. Be with my nanny and Imade whenever she comes visiting you, maybe for the weekend. But my nanny must be there. And the nanny will be given strict instruction to make sure that this child is always around you. Always make sure. I know it's going to create conflict because Davido will be like, hey, what did they worry you? You go there. Then maybe when she returns, there will be conflict because Davido will want to bully that nanny like, hey, this is my child. I can go anywhere I like. You don't have to be with us. Why are you? And, the agreement will break down again. So it's a complex issue. It's a complex issue, but I have to be sincere about this. I know there are people who are just talking for the sake of popularity. Oh, Davido is famous, is known, who is SOFIA, it's tzOMBSHELL that we want. And that does not suspend. You have to be smart when you talk, and you have to speak with conscience inside of you. I know that many people just say things like, but if you will you leave your own daughter? If you were SOFIA, will you leave your daughter with Davido? If Davido was who he is, will you leave your daughter like, okay, now go and just because I want you to be with your dad? After you saw what happened recently, like they just left the child and they went on some cruise or some enjoyment, and when they came back, the nanny left the baby, and the baby just wandered out of the house. The doors are locked. Wandered out of the house and jumped into the river, the pool, and passed away. What are you saying? What are you saying? Will you allow your own child? That's the question I want to ask you. Will you allow your child, like, okay, it's just an incident that happened. It's not as if, just put it in the comment section that if I am SOFIA and this happened, I will allow my daughter, I will just allow the child to go and spend weekend without bothering about it. I don't need to be there because nothing will happen to my own child. Go. Write it in the comment section because I see people speak and I'm like, if they are the ones, if they are wearing the shoe, they will do worse than that. But because they are not in it, they just want to be on the side of I think Davido is trending. I think tzOMBSHELL is liked. So let us join and we support tzOMBSHELL. And I'm not saying don't support. We are not talking of the relationship or the union or the marriage. We are talking about custody here. Will you allow full or partial custody? Will you be comfortable? Will you sleep? Will you want to call every now and then to find out, to know if your child is safe or not, or has been left with someone and you are not even there? That is what I want us to talk about. Will you be comfortable? You will not be comfortable until you have confidence in that man. Yeah.